Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer. I am back with another prophetic message. If you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I just want to say welcome back. And just keep in mind, if you're new, I just want to say that it's funny how it starts raining as I'm about to do this video. So I feel like this is another message too. Some healing's coming through. But anyway, with all that being said, just keep in mind this could be happening at this current moment to either yourself or someone that's around you, or it could be happening within the next 2 weeks, or it can be happening within the next month. Whenever you click on this video is when you need to hear it. Yes. So with all that being said, let me get right into the message. A cleansing is coming, y'all. A cleansing is coming. Anyway, so with all that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know the first message that I received, this was on May 2nd. And and I just want you guys, and I wanted to say this. You see the new setup I have, guys? I mean, well, I've always had this setup. I just chose to move to a different area in the house. Anyway, with all that being said, I actually like this background. It actually kind of fits me. You know, my YouTube name is Beautiful Sunshine. But anyway, with all that being said, you see the sunshine. But anyway, so I was guided. It's time to move to another area of the house is what I was guided to do. So I'm doing just that. I'm being obedient to what God is asking me to do. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get right into the message. So in this dream, I saw that some of you, there's a lot of people who are feeling like there's some people who feeling depressed. You know who you are. There's no judgment, because I think we all kind of experience this at some point in time. I even experienced this myself on at the beginning part of my journey. It's just a phase that you have to go through. It's part of the healing phase. It's part of the cleansing phase. And we had the rain. Anyway, but with all that being said, I saw there was some of you guys that are depressed. Depressed. And when I say depressed, normally when people are depressed, they usually kind of codependent on having other people around to basically, excuse me, y'all, my leg itch, to basically make them feel good in some sort of way. But I saw that even though some of you guys are like being codependent on your quote unquote friends, some of you is friends with benefits, and some of you is just, friends, or could be a family member, as well. But I saw some of you are codependent on some of your friends. You've been, actually, thank you, Spirit. This is the message that just came through. Even though you were codependent on your friends, you have been codependent on your friends for a while to make you feel a certain type of way, like when you have those moments. And can y'all hear that thunder out there? That's right. Anyway, this is God agreeing. Anyway, so with all that being said, it's like God is saying that no matter what you do, you can keep trying to have your friends with benefits, that you keep relying on them and being codependent on them. It doesn't matter, because you're still going to feel how you feel. Because the reason why that is because, how can I explain it? These individuals are not the people that you need. These individuals who are in your life right now, who you've been codependent on, and they are, how can I say it? Give me the words, Lord. Give me the words. That you've been codependent on. It's almost like their energy doesn't resonate with you. Thank you. Their energy does not resonate with you. So I say all that to say, because I did a video prior to this one, and the message was, it was like you were meant to pay attention to the people that you come in contact with. When you find yourself around people that make you feel energized or alive, it's almost like they had a certain type of energy, a certain type of frequency. And then if you find yourself around people where you find yourself feeling a certain type of way, like, feeling depressed or whatever, you have to, it's almost like their energy isn't resonating with you anyway, if that makes sense. But anyway, I don't want to get into too big of a detail with that. It's not to the point, well, the people that I saw it for, the the image that, excuse me, the people that I'm speaking for, it wasn't to the point that it was like suicidal, should I say, and I hope not. And if somebody should be experiencing that, please call your 1-800 hotline for suicide and, you know, reach out for help if you need it. But I hope not, because everybody, we all have a mission here, and I know that some people, you know, I know that some people, everybody deals with their situation differently, but I don't want to get off topic here, and I hope nobody is feeling, you know, that way. You can turn it off. Anyway, so, but yeah, I saw some of you are feeling depressed, and no matter how many people that you have around you that you have been codependent on, they're not going to even help you to feel better. You're still going to feel the same way. It's like their energy doesn't even matter, or their energy doesn't make you feel good, maybe like it would have done in the past. Anyway, moving right on to the next message. So the next message, this one is also kind of tied. It was a separate dream, but it's kind of tied into the same situation. And you also, it's tied into what we was just talking about the depression, feeling depressed, excuse me. Some of you have to be mindful of the music that you listen to. That's what I saw. It was as if somebody was riding down the street and I could hear their music in a sense. And God was telling me like they need to be mindful of the music that they're listening to. So it was almost as if I was riding down the street. I was seeing the person in the dream. They was driving down the street, but I was seeing it through their eyes. But anyway, God was basically saying that you need to be mindful of the music that you're listening to. Because it's almost like it can feed on you in a sense. How can I say? You know how they have like a lazy spirit or you know, maybe like a gluttony spirit, or you know how they have all different types of spirits. Well, again, you have to be mindful of the type of music that you're listening to, because usually, you know, certain energies can come like through the music, and it can alter your state and put you at a certain frequency. And when you're at a certain frequency, it allows certain energies to come in and kind of feed off your energy, if that kind of makes sense to you. But yeah, so you have to be mindful what you listen to, because what I had heard was because whatever it is that you listen to, it's like you become that. And what I saw was, you know how Medusa had turned to stone? I saw it as if someone had turned to stone in a sense because of the music that they was listening to. It's almost like when you listen to that type of music, it like locks you in, and it makes it hard for you to come out of that type of energy. Again, it like feeds off of you. The next, let's see. This was so many different messages, y'all. The next message that I saw was, I don't know, this was somebody famous that I kind of saw. It was like two people that I saw was kind of famous, but that, I guess that was so irrelevant that, you know, I couldn't even really remember it, who the person was. But anyway, so let me move right on to the next one. This one is for some of you, and this kind of, and I noticed that all these dreams when I woke up, they kind of all somewhat kind of tie into each other. You have the depression one, then you have the watch the type of music that you listen to, you know, especially if you're depressed, you know, you feed in more energy. It's like a feeding ground for demonic energies, should I say. You know, to feed off your energy, especially when you're feeling a certain type of way. But this one was, some people are, and this is no judgment, please, okay? I'm just giving it to you how I was giving it. Some of you are smoking weed, and I just want you to be mindful, because what I heard in the dream was, it was saying some of you are like, kind of like buying weed from, I guess, somebody, particular person. But what I heard was, watch your weed, because it might be laced with crack, is what I heard. So the first thing I thought about when I woke up from that dream is immediately I thought about like DMX, when he was saying that when he was a child and he had gotten some weed from, you know, somebody had gave him some weed or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know, his weed was laced with crack, or whatever it was laced with. I believe he said crack. But anyway, so that's what I saw in the dream. So I just want to warn you guys, be mindful. If you are, I don't know how you can tell if it is laced or not, but I just want to make you mindful and give you the information. And also in that dream, I also saw like it was a situation of dealing with like a third party. I can't really say exactly what the third party is, but I can definitely say it was like a person. So I want you to be mindful of this too, because if it was shown to me, that must be the type of energies that maybe some people is experiencing. Something pertaining to weed being laced with crack, but then at the same time is also a situation of dealing with a third party, meaning like I saw 3 people and it was as if it was 1 male and 2 females, and they were all interlocked together, like they was like so close to each other, interlocked. So I want you to just be mindful of that too. Like, be mindful who you're entangling your energy with, because I do believe I did something over on Patreon before where I had kind of mentioned, there's a video over on Patreon where I kind of mentioned that, have to be careful of the people that you let into your energetic field, because it's almost like people can put hooks in you spiritually without you not spiritually, and you're not even knowing it. I mean, when you attach to yourself to kind of people, whether it's, when you attach yourself to people, you have to be mindful of just the people that you keep company with, because sometimes people can put energetic hooks in you and you don't even realize it. When I say energetic hooks, I mean that's energetic, I mean you can't really see them, so you have to be mindful of that too. Because when your energy or your aura is not protected, it makes it very easy for somebody to attach their energy to you, to like hook it into you. Let me move right on to the next message. So the next message that I received was, I saw some of you, okay, this was kind of like 2 messages in one kind of. I saw some of you, someone was avoiding to, I guess, take their issues to God. They're dealing with them. I guess they're dealing with the issues themselves rather than giving it to God. They're trying to do everything themselves rather than giving it to God. So that's all I saw. Let me explain. Basically, God basically wants you to give your cares, your stress, your situation, whatever it is you got going on. He just wants you to give it to him. That's all. He just wants you to surrender and know that you can't do everything on your own. So the moment that you do that, just making one little small step, you at least start to see some progress. I just want to let you guys know that, in case that's resonating with some of you out there. And then another message was, I saw some of you going to be doing like arts and crafts. I kind of got like it was like with maybe family, friends, or taking the kids to go do some sort of arts and crafts. That's good. Arts and crafts keep your mind busy rather than focus on negative things, and makes the time go past fast. And then it's just about having fun, enjoying yourself. Not too much fun, but balancing yourself. Let's move right along. Let me adjust this, y'all. Anyway, so the next message I saw was, some of you, I can't give you details on what you were buying, but everybody's situation is going to be different. So whether it be whatever it may be, car, property, timeshare, house, whatever it is, I got that this was like some sort of maybe a big purchase item, like somebody's really, really trying to sell you something, and like they're working really hard to try to convince you to buy. But what I saw in the end is, once they get you to buy, it's almost like the chase is, it's almost like it's going to be a feeling that you're going to feel like they're pushing you to the side after that. Once they done got what they wanted, it's almost like, oh well, so I just want to make you guys aware of that type of energy too, because again, I saw them really chasing really, really hard to try to get you to buy whatever the purchase may be. Again, everybody's situation is going to be different. And so yeah, keep that in mind. And once you say you do, or not you do, but once you decide that you're going to buy, you're going to notice their attitude kind of adjust and change, meaning like it's no more being nice or going above and beyond, or trying to do everything they can to get you to buy. So once they do, it's basically going to be like on to the next with them. Let's see, the last message was, okay, this one is kind of tying back into the first two messages, and actually first three messages. So this one, now bear with me here because I'm gonna try to explain this the best way I can, or sum it up the best way I can. So some of you are gonna find yourself, you're either dealing with this now, or you're dealing with in 2 weeks or within a month. Nevertheless, you're going to be dealing with it. Whatever you click on that video is whenever you're probably going to be dealing with it, or you're just about to deal with it, or you're currently dealing with it right now. So some of you, how can I explain this? Okay. Some of you, bear with me. I did another video on this. Some of you guys have, I did a previous video on what they're doing behind closed doors, or they're doing witchcraft behind closed doors. Some of you were in a relationship that kind of just parted and went ways. And what had happened was, some of you started taking your advice from people, or you started sharing information with people that wasn't for your highest good. You shared too much information, and this is not to make anybody feel guilty or regret. So please don't feel guilty. Please don't feel regret. It's just a matter of just accepting, what was done at that point in time, and just, accepting yourself like you made the best choice that you thought that was right for you at that time. Look at it like that. So don't beat yourself up. And I know some people are trying to heal right now, and I just want to make sure I give that message of encouragement to not to judge yourself, to be gentle with yourself. So what it is I'm about to say is not to make you feel bad or to feel guilty, but it's more so to give you some clarity if you haven't already received the clarity, which some of you have received the clarity, but maybe I was meant to give you the message to clear it up the rest of the way for you. So the message that I received was, some of you were in a prior relationship, however that relationship may be. It could have been like an actual marriage. It could have been just a friendship. It could have been a situation of a family member that you might have been close to. So everybody's situation is going to be different, but I'm just going to give it to you how I saw it in the dream, but you just take it and make it fit how it fits for your situation. So what I saw was the person, because it goes back to the other dream when I said that what they do, doing witchcraft behind closed doors. This dream is kind of tied into that one. So this person was someone who was married. Their neighbors in the dream was sabotaging their relationship, and they was doing it through food, and they was doing it through gifts, by bringing food and gifts to the individual. But in the process, they was also feeding them information. They was also feeding them information in a sense, but they was also feeding them, it's almost like negativity through the food, or whatever it is that they were doing, however people cook up their little spells, or however they do it. I don't cook up spells, so I don't know, but however they do it, they obviously did it through food and through gifts. Okay, so I'm just telling you how I saw it in the dream, explaining it the best way I can. Through food and gifts. So some of you are realizing that not only was it neighbors who were sabotaging your relationship, but you also realizing that it was family members that you was also speaking to about your relationship, that what you didn't know was that they had already had it in for your relationship. In other words, when you fed them certain information on how you felt about what was going on in your relationship, and you call yourself going to this person for advice, what happened was you didn't know this, but this individual had already wanted to sabotage your relationship, period. It's almost like they didn't want to see necessarily you or the other person happy. It might have been more so the other person, but nevertheless, they didn't want to see them happy. So because you were tied to them, you know, it was almost a matter of sabotaging. So the moment you opened up and you went to them and you were saying, you know, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and, you know, this and that, and this and that, and this person did this and they did that. But anyway, when that happened, was that gave them fuel to, it's almost like it gave them more fuel to like, oh, this is how they feel. Oh, okay. So let me conjure up some more negativity to keep that person feeling that way, so that they keep feeding that energy, so they'll always keep pointing the finger at that person or feeling a certain type of way with that person, which was their spouse, rather than to come from a place of trying to heal whatever it was that needed to be healed. They wanted to keep negativity going. And need I remind you, this other person also went to the other person who was their relative. They went to them, but because they saw that they couldn't, they saw that the other person or the other spouse had a different mentality, so they knew that they couldn't get to them. So they figured they would try to go to the other person who was more open. That's why it's so important to make sure you keep, I know that people say keep your enemies close and keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You know, nevertheless, that's not my saying, because my thing is, you know, you should be mindful of who you feeding information to, because what I had saw in this dream was you were sharing information with them and getting advice from them, but they were someone who was not even of good character, as well as having how can I say it, someone who wasn't of good character. Because the moment that you shared information with them, what happened was, it's almost like this person is an individual who actually kind of goes out there and cheats on their own spouse, in a sense, is what I saw. You know, who don't have almost like integrity, in a sense. You know, they may appear to have it on the outside, but, you know, just have a lot of built up, you know, I can't necessarily say what they have built up in their heart, but let's just say that their heart is a little cold. But anyway, so with all that being said, I just wanted to, those are the dreams. And what I'm sorry, not done, sorry. So yeah, what I saw was you was going to them for advice. So now, instead of you realizing now, either you're realizing it now, or you're about to realize it, or you're going to realize it soon, that you was getting information from the wrong source. But the person who originally told you years ago that people were doing things behind closed doors, or they didn't trust people, you know, now you're going to find yourself going back to that individual and trusting the information that they give you for spiritual guidance, because you realize now that you cannot just take information from any and everybody, because everybody doesn't always have your best interests at heart. And thank you, Spirit. And I've also was just being told too that some of you have kind of pushed this person away who has always known the truth. You was pushing them away, but you was keeping the other people close to you who were the ones who was actually didn't have your highest good. So it's almost like the ones who didn't have your highest good, you kept them close like friends, and you pushed the other person away because you thought maybe they were the problem instead of the ones who was around you. So guys, I hope that was helpful. And with all that being said, I am wishing you all much love. I'm wishing you all much light. Until the next video, I just want to say peace and blessings. And just know this, I received a quick message last night. These messages came through on the ones I just gave you. They came through on Sunday night, but I did receive a message last night, and I just want you to know that I did hear that healing's coming. So that's why you heard me when it was raining earlier. When I first opened up the video, it was raining and thundering. I just want you to know that healing's coming. It's coming. It's on its way. So be patient. Sometimes we got to go through the storm in order to get to the sunshine, because God wants you to know and appreciate the little things when you have them this time around, so that way you don't take them for granted. I know it's been a long, tough road, but you know, what doesn't kill us makes us all strong, right? But with all that being said, I'm wishing y'all much love, much light. Until next time, I say peace and blessing. Bye.